Thank you.
Have a good game, guys.
The classic versus limp strategy. Yo, I think like, I think with aces you just can't do that. Also, he's limpy raising so much. Awesome. Thank you. All right. Thank you. No, that's good. Is there a knife in there? Or fork? Sorry.
Yeah.
Fork.
Yeah, that would probably help, huh?
Yeah, probably. Can't hurt, that's for sure. Thank you.
Jason already took care of the running shirts.
Oh, awesome. Thank you very much.
So you know I don't want to...
Okay.
No, he's around himself. All this stuff. You're not.
How's it going?
Good. Oh, do you have a microphone on?
I have a microphone on.
Okay. I'm from the LA Times. I'm doing a
Oh,
story.
hi.
Hey, Noah Bierman.
Doug.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Doug.
to meet you.
Now, wait, you're from California, right?
Yeah, I was born in Pasadena.
Okay, yeah. Not that we're that parochial, but it's good to know. I said not that we're that parochial, but it's good to know.
Yeah.
What are you eating? Egg whites?
Egg whites.
Is that what poker players eat?
No. That's what healthy people try to eat. Egg whites and unsweetened oats with an iced black coffee. Sugar's black, bad for you, man.
Yeah, I wish I heeded your advice this morning. I had one of those Cuban coffees in the airport, and I'm like, they load it with tons of.
Yeah, you just got in?
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
just coming for the day. But I thought this was a cool story. So
Yeah, it's cool.
hope you don't mind if I talk to you for a couple minutes.
Totally fine. Feel free to.
So you have unsweetened oatmeal. Sorry, just getting details of life
Sure.
of a poker player here. And what kind of coffee have you got there?
Iced black, just the good stuff.
And what time did you start today?
I started playing, so we actually started every day around 11.
Okay. So
But-
you just started.
Yeah, we just started.
And today you started at 11 too. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, every day we start at 11.
You have 2 of those oatmeal things?
I'm not gonna eat the second one.
Okay.
I just ordered oats. It's
It's like possible too, right?
dude, I'm just trying to eat the healthiest breakfast I can. You don't want to eat big meals because it weighs you down and you
Okay.
can't think clearly, you know?
A problem that what's his name doesn't have. Quantico, right?
Yeah, definitely a problem Quantico doesn't have.
So I know there's a lot. So, by the way, what's this? Is this to help you play, or is this
That's a phone.
you're just charging your phone? Okay.
I just have my phone there.
I was talking.
It's used for communication amongst humans.
Yeah.
You can actually message or speak to them.
I was talking to one of your I think it was Dong yesterday, and he said he normally uses software when he plays online, but he couldn't bring it.
Yeah, so normally you have like some basic software to show like the stats of stuff, but that hasn't been integrated into this system. So this is sort of a substandard setup for a player compared to online.
Okay.
But it just wasn't possible given trying to how little time to get everything together we had. So
So it wasn't like it wasn't allowed. It was just impractical.
well, maybe it was even a little bit of both. I'm not totally sure.
Okay. But normally that software, what does it do for you? It shows you the odds of plays? Or?
Yeah, it just shows you like kind of like the basic stuff people have been doing. You know, it shows you how often they bet in certain spots or how much they check or
Just real time, keeping up with things?
yeah, exactly.
Each of the players online.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Most sites allow it, some sites don't, but it's pretty normal in the online poker world.
Okay. You'll have to forgive me. I played poker before, and I even played online poker when it was semi-legal before, but casually, not.
Semi is definitely the correct word usage there.
And certainly not at your level here. But so, what's this experience been like? I mean, I know that's a broad question, but what's been the biggest?
Well, let's see. It's been very hard. It's been a lot of hours.
Yeah.
It's been fairly exciting, especially towards the beginning when we were kind of figuring out all of the moves that it had and figuring out where our strategies were going to be. It's definitely been frustrating at times. I'm sure if you asked Jason, he could tell you that firsthand. And it's been pretty fun at some moments. You know, like we've had some big all-ins where we have to make some pretty large decisions, and yeah, overall I'd say it's been pretty fun.
And when you say at the beginning you were figuring out moves and strategy, are you playing in tandem with your colleagues at all, like meeting during breaks or anything?
A little bit. Towards the start, it was a bit more of an us versus them kind of mentality.
Yeah.
But especially as this has gone on, The payouts are based off of how we do as individuals. So I think it's shifted a little bit away from can we beat the computer because we know we're going to, and it's become more of everyone wants to boost their individual score.
Yeah. And you're leader, right?
I'm sorry?
Are you the leader?
I'm in second place.
Okay. Oh, Bjorn is.
Bjorn's leading, yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Rub it in there.
Well, second place isn't exactly rubbing it in.
What are the payouts?
Payouts are variable based on finishing order,
Yeah.
but 100,000 is split amongst the players.
But what's the percentage on that?
What do you mean?
Well, like first place gets 50%.
It's variable based on
the exact amount.
how you do, yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not
It's not fixed.
Okay.
The only fixed payout is last place gets 10K.
Okay.
After that, it's based on your results.
Okay. So my friend Jason will probably get 10K.
You know, it certainly is looking that way, but crazier things have happened. All it takes is someone to... Dong, he floated me... Here, let me put this back up. Dong. He floated me twice in a 3-bet pot on this board.
What did you tell him?
Just a hand.
Oh.
Flush draw, man.
Who had the flush draw? You or the computer?
The computer did.
Okay. Is that a dumb play?
Well, there was 3 of a kind on the board, so it was pretty easy to have a full house. So that would... It's certainly questionable.
Yeah.
It's somewhere between questionable and very bad. Best case scenario, it's like, that was pretty questionable. Worst case scenario is like, whoa, WTF, is basically.
Did you have the full house?
No, I was bluffing, I didn't have anything, but my nothing beat his nothing. That's how bad his hand was. When your nothing beats their nothing, that's not a good sign.
What did you have and what did he have?
I had king 4 of diamonds, and he had 9-5 of hearts. And the flop was 6-6-6, turn, queen.
Wait a minute. I have king 4 diamonds. I'm trying to write as fast as you're saying it.
Sure.
And he had what?
He had 9-6 of hearts. Sorry, 9-5 of hearts, not 9-6.
9-5 of hearts.
Yeah.
And what was the board?
6-6-6, queen.
Queen. Oh, and you only went to 4th Street, or?
No, we got to the river, and it went check, check, but
What was the river? You don't know?
it was another queen.
Oh.
So we both had a full house on the board.
Oh, okay.
But it was just a very non-standard play coming from mankind and all. If I saw someone do that to me online, I would remember that.
You said coming from what? Coming from
Mankind, humankind.
mankind, yeah. Yesterday I was watching you a little bit on the feed,
Okay.
and you looked exhausted, and you were a little bit going crazy, I think. Tell me about like the exhaustion that's been. Is this abnormal for a poker player? Because I know you obviously must be exhausting to some extent at any time.
Yeah, so there were 2 reasons I got into poker.
Yeah.
Money and money. No, I'm just kidding. Money and freedom. And we get used to having both of those things kind of whenever we want.
Yeah.
This has taken that and turned it into a 9 to 5. Or sometimes an 11 to 10. And that's been difficult for me just because I'm not used to having to play for such prolonged amounts of time. And also one of the nice things with poker is, let's say the day is going badly, you can just say, you know what, I'm gonna take the rest of the day off and go watch the ball game and hang out with my friends. But that's not really on the table when you have a set amount of hands. There have just been so many days of play and we had 1 day off in 2 weeks. So yesterday and the day before, I was like just not in a great place with, you know, mentally trying to play through this.
Yeah.
And then yesterday at some point I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just buckle down, listen to some music, get in the zone, and even though I'm like really exhausted, just try and give it my best, just because I don't want to be the guy that just punted off all of his chips right at the end. So
Who just punted off all the chips at the end?
yeah, exactly.
When did you get your mojo back?
When did I get my mojo back? So I played an extremely questionable hand that I can't quite recall, but a lot of bets went in pre-flop with 10-3 off, and a couple threes came out. What up? And I stacked him there, and I was like, you know what? I think I can just hone in, put on some jams, and just battle my way through this.
Uh-huh.
Jams meaning music.
Yeah.
Also some jams in poker though.
So you decided to battle through after you got you played, you bet too much on a 10-3 offsuit, right?
Exactly.
And can you tell me what kind of music was in your soundtrack when you made this commitment?
Well, I don't know exactly what I was playing at the time, but I mixed it up on my musical preference. Kind of depends what sort of mood I'm in. If I'm like planning on bluffing some people and running them over, I like to put on some rap music, you know, keep it real thug.
Okay.
And if it's like just gonna be a really long session, like right now, I got my EDM station going, so I got lots of trance, lots of good beats to like get into, so I can like.
Now you're in some trance.
Yeah, exactly. Trance, house, all the classics. Yeah, Four of a Kind. What do you think about that? Four of a Kind's pretty good, right?
Oh, you just got 4 of a kind?
Yeah, but
Nice work.
it's a very small pot. Thank you. I tried really hard here.
How much did you get on the pot?
Well, we're gonna find out. It's not over yet.
Okay. I'm watching Poker History right now.
Poker history, one hand at a time. All right, we're gonna raise it up.
How much did you raise it?
I haven't raised yet. I'm thinking.
Oh. So the pot has $750,
Yep,
and you raised it.
1,500, and he called with an ace. So we had Four of a Kind, and he had top full house.
He had queens over aces, right?
It would be
Or aces
queens,
over
queens full of aces. I'm not sure with over.
Oh. Queens full of aces.
Exactly.
But 2 aces, 3 queens.
Exactly. So going back to the music thing, yeah, like I think it's good to, it's like mentally stimulating to listen to fresh things, mix it up, and you know sometimes you gotta go with how you're feeling. Like if it's been a long sad day, you gotta rock out with some Coldplay, you know. little The Scientist, maybe some Yellow.
Would you say you're still a little punch drunk right now from the exhaustion?
Punch drunk.
Yeah.
I'm pretty upbeat overall.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's actually a pretty good term to describe where I'm at. I'm just making it each day, you know. Just taking it one day at a time.
Those yellow tinted sunglasses?
These are Gunners. They are glasses that reduce eye strain.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They're called Gunners?
Yeah, that's the name. I'm not sure what like the actual type of glasses they are.
So, but they don't have a prescription?
No. I actually got LASIK last year, and I'm trying to protect my eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's smart. Now, you play both online and in person with people?
Yeah, I play a mix.
Yeah, because you won a
In general-
Series of Poker, right?
Yeah, I did. In general, we call online, and then we call in person live. So there's live and there's online.
And what event did you win in World Series of Poker?
I won the $1,000 Turbo No Limit.
1,000 Turbo No Limit. What
Yep.
year was that?
That was last year.
Oh, okay, so 2014 was the calendar year.
Yep, correct.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Is that the same? Is that the one that's on TV, or what's the one that's on TV?
The one that's on TV is just one of the different World Series of Poker events.
Yeah.
It's actually a series of about it's actually 60 events.
Okay.
Each one has a bracelet if you win, but the fields are massive, so you have to make it through a lot of players to win. That one wasn't on TV. The only ones that really get on TV are the main event. Everyone's heard of the main event.
Right.
And that's a $10,000 buy-in. and then they have the one drop, which is $1 million tournament. And I also played in that one, so I got a little ESPN time there.
Oh, nice work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good for TV, I can tell.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Even though I'm for a newspaper, I can tell you.
Thank you.
So, back to what we're actually here for, the computer, what's his name?
Claudico.
Claudico. What are his strengths and weaknesses?
Well, that's a good question. So, I'm trying to think about the way to put this into non-complex terms, but
maybe start with the complex, and I'll break it down.
okay. So
that's easier.
basically, the key to poker is bluffing just enough. Because if you never bluff, people know to fold, right? And if you always bluff, people know you're bluffing. So you got to find a nice mix, a nice balanced mix to keep your opponent guessing.
Yeah.
Claudico is really good at finding that balance.
He is good at it.
He's very good at it. That's his strength. Is finding the balance between those two things.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, you'd think that would be the hard part, right?
You know, people say that. I'm not entirely sure if I necessarily agree with that.
Yeah.
But that's its strength, because it's a computer. It can calculate out, like, it doesn't have to look at things as bluffs or not bluffs. It can just look at a map of all hands and then pick them evenly, right? So I'm not totally sold that that's the hard thing for a computer to do, I guess is what people say a lot. But it does that well. And it also, what it does well is you never really know exactly what he's got, because he mixes up between different things a bunch. Sometimes if he has aces, he'll just check. Sometimes he'll raise. Sometimes he'll re-raise. Sometimes he'll, you know, he's always mixing it up, and it always keeps you kind of guessing. But at the end of the day, it goes back to what I just said, which is he's always balanced. He does just enough of all the right things. So that's what he's good at.
Okay.
The problem is sometimes he makes plays that are balanced, but they're way too aggressive.
Okay.
You know, he just goes to town for some reason, and then as humans, we can be like, oh wow, that was a pretty bad move because of this thing or that thing, or I always have this kind of hand here. But it doesn't see poker like that. So what kind of happens is, even though its strategy overall is pretty good,
Yeah.
there are moments where we really just nail the computer in a hand because it's massively overplaying, you know, it's being way too aggressive. And it doesn't know that that's not a good spot to be aggressive in.
Yeah. That's interesting. And that was like that hand with the flush draw, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Or the maybe better example was, you told me about one. I forget what it was, where you where you both had a crap hand, and you were trying to bluff each other. It was like a full house on the table.
oh, well, we both had good hands there.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit different. That hand was fine.
No. Wasn't there a full house on the table where you both had bad hands?
Oh, that was what you just said. That was
Yeah.
9-5. That was the same hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it. So I mean, do you think what surprised you early on when you first started playing with him?
It was hard for me to be surprised when I came into this, because I came in with an expectation that this would be surprising. So let's say you're a fighter, right? And you're entering the ring and you don't know anything about your opponent. You're not going to say, wow, he did this strategy, because you don't really know what you're going to get. So coming in and thinking like he's going to throw like a lot of uppercuts would be a ridiculous strat, because you have no idea what he's going to do. So it's sort of similar here. We're not surprised because when we came into this, we didn't know anything about our opponent really. So our goal was just to, in the first few days, sort of figure out what he's up to, and then not get too exhausted in the first couple of rounds.
And those two big take-homes were your big take-homes early on, even?
Sorry, what do you exactly mean?
His biggest strength and his biggest weakness, you determined that pretty early?
Yeah, I mean, those things have been pretty consistent. The computer has made some adjustments over the course of the match. Where it's at now, I think, is a lot stronger than where it was at the beginning. So I would imagine if we continue to play, they would become more and more difficult for us. I also assume that over time, it will become more and more difficult because it can fix a lot of these things that I guess we see as problems. Also, it's important to note that just because we see this as a problem doesn't necessarily mean that it is. Humans have a lot of bias in their analysis, and we're quick to judge, generally speaking, when sometimes strategies are much more complex and deep than we really give credit to. So it's quite possible that while some of these plays seem somewhat ridiculous, they might end up being okay. There are certain things, though, that is not the case. The plays are just bad. Morning.
Should I give you a break and come back to him?
I'm good. It's fine.
I gotta.
You can have, I mean,
I think he's here to see me.
go for it. Totally up to you.
I'm gonna be here for a bit, so I'll keep bugging you.
I will also be here for a bit.
Yeah. This is the best for reporter a captive audience.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. I'll just leave.
Yep, no worries. All right. Damn it. Come on, couldn't it be a 7? Oh, why is it gotta be a 3? How's it going over there, Dong? Oh, that's right. I forgot. Oh, I've been watching that. Douche? I can't. Any big pots yet? Yeah, it's been a lot of small ball over here. Small ball poker. I just have a feeling, and just call it a hunch, but I just have a feeling that upstairs it is not small ball poker right now. All right. You're not talking into your mic. I can't hear you.
My mic kind of sucks.
I'm behind the pace right now.
That's probably not a problem for you.
What's up?
Probably not a problem for you.
Probably not.
How many hits?
You can see it actually. Oh.
A little bit.
Oh. All right, let's put in the old check. See what he's got. Is he gonna lead? He likes leading here sometimes. Sorry, I got a call in hand. All right, taking it down. Yo, dog. Look at your screen.
Oh, that's one up. Over here.
What's up?
I got check raised.
Oh,
Check raised.
that's a good spot.
With the backup fleshy draw.
The backup. That's kind of a meh river.
Yeah.
Wait, did he check fold? I see. I'm getting quite the river tank right now.
I feel like the river tanks are like quite the middle of the range type of hands. Because it does snap full.
Well, I mean, I checked to him.
This is like a...
He's actually been tanking for like a really, really, really long time. It's almost like becoming a little bit worrisome how long this tank is going on for. Just a little bit. I think this has been a full minute. Uh-oh.
What are these other desks for?
Great question. I don't know.
Okay.
No, and we might have some technical issues here.
Oh, what happened?
It's frozen, it looks like.
Has that happened before?
A couple times.
Yeah.
It's into the 1.5 to 2 minute range on this tank. That's not me.
Yeah, cap is 3. I'll give it another minute.
That's not me. That's me.
Yeah.
We actually I think we're approaching 3 minutes.
Alright,
We'll take it's fine.
let's give it another 60 seconds, and then I guess just to refresh and rejoin the match.
No, not yet. Hopefully, yeah, 3 car. Poker room.
So how's your day so far?
Good. Ran eventful. My strategy today. Try my mic.
Pair of 6s?
That is a pair of 6s. Boom. We want a very small pot with a pair of 6s. Small pot, small hand. It's the classic poker wisdom. Big pot, big hand. Like a 2 pair, perhaps.
Did you win that one?
I did. I won that one.
Did he fold or did he stay in? I can't follow as fast as you're doing.
It was a very, very small hand, so in the grand scheme of things, not too important. But it just checked. Nobody bet, and I had a better hand.
Okay.
But if you're gonna take notes on those, you've got a lot of hands you're gonna like today.
Yeah, well, I'm just trying to get a flavor. Even the small hand is okay.
Sure.
I'm not going to get them all.
Well, not with that attitude.
Are you the technical advisor on the...
I'm one of the developers.
Oh, great. Oh, can you talk to me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I think I'm talking to your professor.
Yeah, he's been here.
I like to talk to all of them. All of them. What's your name?
Mom and A&M.
I got a colleague named Noam.
Oh, okay.
What's your last name?
Brown.
I don't see how you could get those names mixed up.
I tried to go by Noah once because I got so tired of people getting my name wrong, and I still got it wrong.
Oh man.
Noah. So people would say, what'd you say, Neil?
Yeah, see, like,
Norm? Who are you?
Yeah.
But I was not.
Yeah.
And what do you do to study development? Are you
I have a PhD student.
how many of you are development?
Two grad students.
And then to last, and that's it? Yeah. Like that. Good.
That's what we're
Yeah, it is. How long are you going?
27.
Do you play poker?
I played a little bit of poker when I was in high school and college, for like really low stakes, like $5 cash games, but never online for money, never professionally. I just always had an interest in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So, what's your interest?
I think we've done surprisingly well. You know, if you look at the dollar amount, like $740,000 sounds like a lot, but if you factor in, the stakes that we're playing at, we're actually not losing by that much. I think we're losing by about 10 big blinds per 100. That's the poker terminology. And Doug, would you say that 10 big blinds for 100 is like pretty close? I mean, we're losing, but it's not like it's not a blowout.
I mean, it depends. It depends on like what you're trying to. Like,
Like, for example, when you played Sauce, like one of the other.
that example, that example is just a little bit bad, just because with the strategy he was playing, I don't know if he really could have beaten almost anybody, because he came in with like just an awful strategy. A better comparison is Dong issued a challenge, and he won at 13.
Okay.
And that was between like Dong is one of the best, and Nick Frame. Well, if you ask him, he's top 5, but you know he's definitely top like 20. You know, so and that one I think it was like 12 or 13. So you know I would say that this match, it's definitely not a blowout, even though the number is 740. But it's also not really close, you know. It's like, I think that there's like a sizable edge, but it would be comparable to like a top high stakes player playing like another high stakes player, not like a high stakes player playing like some guy who plays small stakes for fun, you know.
So it would be okay. So it would be respect for a professional to lose by this match.
Yeah, exactly. The Sauce was just like. He just didn't play something that could win, so it was like, and he'd never done that before.
He just got destroyed. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean I'll take credit, but
How much did everybody start with?
Each hand it resets so that they have $20,000. So it's not like they start with a fixed amount and then they like add and get lose from it. Each hand they have $20,000 and they can lose all of that in one hand.
Okay, so it just resets every time.
Yeah.
So that's your. If you go all in, it's for 20,000.
yep.
Does that not make it limit to some extent?
No, so limit hold'em is you only have one bet size. You can only bet a fixed amount. And here you can bet anything between 0 and 20,000.
So it's 20K max hand. But since you're keeping cumulative totals, obviously you don't want to just say, well, it doesn't matter, I might as well lose it all every hand.
Yeah, that will not get you far.
Right.
I learned that in the last couple days.
One has to be judicious with fake money that you're playing.
Well, it is real money because it translates directly into what we get paid.
Your prize.
Yeah. It's just not one chip equals X value. It's on a curve based on a variety of factors. It's kind of complicated.
So, Noam, what are you learning from these guys?
A lot of things. You know, we're learning that humans play these bots. You know, we've done a lot of testing against other bots.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get a human to sit down and play poker for 2 weeks nonstop and get a good sample of how they play against the bot. And what we're finding now, when we've done this, is that humans approach playing a bot very differently than other bots. You know, they play very differently than bots do. And they've been really good at finding any weaknesses that the bot has and taking advantage of it. And so I think what we're really learning from this is what those weaknesses are and what we need to do to fix it. And make sure that, you know, that those holes aren't there in the bot.
And what do you think the weaknesses are?
They've agreed to discuss that after the competition's over in more detail, so I'll find out more then.
You're getting some sense of it. What's your early sense?
I think my early sense is I can't discuss it too much because I don't want to like give it away to them on the last day, like what all the weaknesses are.
Oh, to them. Okay.
There are situations where it's clearly making bad plays, and part of that is that it doesn't have a good understanding of what the state of the game is, and part of that, yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to, is that there are some places where, you know, we have to abstract the game, we have to make it simpler, and in some places I think that simplification is too extreme, and I think it doesn't really have a good sense of what the state of the game is. That's kind of so. What ends up happening is No Limit Hold'em is a really big game. Here Tomas has told you it's like 10 to the 161 bigger states. You know, there's more states than atoms in the universe.
More states than atoms in the universe.
Right. Even bigger than that is more states than if every atom in the universe had a universe in it. it would be even larger than that.
Say that again because that's blowing my mind.
If so, there are about 10 to the 80 atoms in the universe,
Yeah.
and the size of this game is about 10 to the 160.
10 to
10 to the 161. So that means that if every atom in the universe had a universe in it, then if you were to add up all those atoms in all those atoms in each universe, so let's get a little confusing. Well, you just leave it at that.
every atom of the universe has a universe.
It would still be larger than all those atoms. Than the atoms in all those universes. So it's a ridiculously large game. And the only way that a computer can comprehend it is if you simplify it somehow. And to an extent, humans do this too, right? Like, dog, you like, you know, mentally you say like, oh, these kind of situations are very similar. I'm going to play them, you know, very similar. So, you know, basically the computer is doing what humans do, which is they create a simplified model of the game where, you know, they group certain things together, or they say like, well, these two situations are very similar, and so we'll play them roughly the same.
Yeah, but like, as a person, you can like recognize what makes them different and use that to factor in like what you're gonna do.
So that's one of the big differences, that when the computer does this, it plays the two states exactly the same way, whereas humans are a little bit better at picking up the subtle differences and adjusting their strategy to, you know, better account for the change.
So a human that has more subtle detection of how to variety.
Yeah. Yeah, roughly.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. That might be simplifying it too much.
A human, tell me that.
It's sort of like a hard line to draw on the way you want this to be worded, though.
Yeah, you know, it's also not like an inherent problem with. So I think one of the weaknesses with this bot in particular, and I'm not saying this is a weakness in bots in general, but this bot takes two situations that are similar and treats them exactly the same. Whereas a human would group them together and say, okay, these situations are similar, but they are slightly different, and so I'm going to play them slightly differently.
Okay.
I think that's one of the weaknesses of the bot. And I think that's one of the things that could be fixed in the future.
So the human detects maybe some slight difference, or varies according to slight difference.
Yeah, sometimes it's not slight, is the problem.
Okay.
Well, it depends. Like, there are some spots where the fact that it doesn't have to think about things differently is an advantage, because it lets it like categorize its hands extremely effectively. And then there are some spots where it just makes very bad plays because of it, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
It's hard to like put into words why, almost. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like there's definitely some things that we know are bad and we can explain, but there's some things like it's going to be hard for us to explain why.
You need to sit down with the drink to be able to fully.
I mean, like that Queen call at the start.
Well, what happened?
Where Bjorn, Bjorn has just been like, I mean, whatever, but it just called it off with Queen High there, like.
Was that on the river, or was that?
That was on the river. It was like there was like a ton of betting and like raising and re-raising and all kinds of stuff, and then on the river it bet and Bjorn went all in and it called with Queen High. Like.
There are some things.
Yeah.
That we know are weaknesses that.
That one has to be pretty bad, I think.
So,
yeah, I don't want to discuss the weaknesses of the bot too much because it's not over yet.
okay, okay.
Yeah.
It's overseeing, right?
Last day, but they still have like 1,500 hands left to play each.
So is anybody else trying to do this same kind of a computer program?
Yeah, so there's every year there's an annual computer poker competition.
Every year there's an annual what?
Annual computer poker competition.
Oh.
And all the people that try to make these robots play against each other.
They call it the ACPC.
ACPC. So there are a few universities that do this research. There's also just individuals that decide they want to make a poker bot and see how it does, and they actually do pretty well. So if anybody's interested, there's source code online that we can use and help them, get started and all that.
So what makes this a special bot? Like, is this the first time we've done this kind of?
So in the last year's competition, the precursor for this bot, which was called Tartanian 7, beat all the other bots by a pretty significant margin. Well, a significant margin, a statistically significant margin. And there was already some discussion in the community that these bots are probably at pro level at this point, and nobody knew for sure exactly how well they would actually do against the top pro. And we thought it would be time to find out. So we made some major improvements to the bot, and decided to give it a whirl.
What's the name of the precursor?
Tartanian 7.
It's the school mascot, right?
Tartanian. T-A-R-T-I-A-N.
Titanium. Hey, bearded guy's back. Good.
No, that's nothing. I think it's
That is the pressure. That's the pressure. Yep.
not at this point. We've done testing against pro level humans, and we were able to come out on top. We had hard to get a really large sample because we got to play like commands. I think what we're seeing now is that there's a huge skill gap between the very top and the entire top.
Oh, I see. Oh, that would be interesting because
Two simultaneous, exact teams.
yeah.
You won't be able to talk to each other.
Yeah, of course.
That would have been interesting.
Yeah, that would have been lonely though. But yeah, that actually would have been cool. I actually originally thought that's what it was going to be. Yeah. But it makes sense like this too.
You're saying that it's one against just the top people.
Well, I wouldn't say the top people. We were playing against the
Daily life, what do you, so you're doing online,
Not
as Vancouver, whatnot.
We did 15,000 hands
What's your work day?
against one.
It's really based on where I'm at.
We did
Like sometimes I'm in Las Vegas, which is kind of my home, and that's
Can't really get online action.
no, but I mean that's still where I spend like a lot of my time. Like my girlfriend lives there, my home is there. So when I'm there, it's a little bit less work and it's a little bit more just like trying to be healthy and live a like somewhat normal life. And then when I go up to Vancouver or Mexico or Australia or whatever, I try and spend a lot of hours. But really, I can just play until I'm kind of done playing and then I can leave. So I just travel around a lot, honestly.
Maybe one day playing session.